In this tutorial, we'll see how to design a custom survey using SurveyMonkey, connect third-party apps, and analyze the results. Before we begin, I'd like to thank SurveyMonkey for sponsoring today's video. Click the link in the description to get started for free and get an exclusive deal if you sign up for a subscription. Alright, let's jump right in. Chapter 1. Onboarding and Dashboard Overview. Click the first link in the description that will take you to SurveyMonkey.com and click Get Started Free. You can choose to enter an email address or simply create an account using your Microsoft, Google, or Apple accounts. I'll sign up using a Google account, so I'll select the account I want to use and click Continue. Click Next to agree to the terms of use. When you create an account, you'll be automatically subscribed to the basic free plan. After a few seconds, you'll be asked to answer 7 questions so SurveyMonkey can better fit your needs. I recommend filling these out to fit your needs, but if you do want to follow along with me, here are my answers. Work, customer feedback, retail and consumer goods, marketing, on my own, Slack, and YouTube or TV. Once you're done, you'll be on the home screen. Your options are pretty simple. You can start from scratch, use a popular template, or build with AI. We'll return here in a moment. Let's quickly go through the toolbar at the top of the page, going from left to right. You can either click the SurveyMonkey icon or the home button to return to this page. Plans and pricing lets you view the different subscriptions SurveyMonkey offers. And the Multi-View Survey Analysis tab lets you compare and contrast completed surveys to spot trends and aggregate data. To the right, click the bell to manage notifications and use the question mark icon to access the Help Center. Clicking on your initials lets you manage your accounts, join a team, create or manage a library of templates, manage contacts, and add third-party apps and integrations to boost SurveyMonkey's functionality. While I strongly recommend starting with a template or asking the AI to build you a survey, today we'll start from scratch so you can get the hang of SurveyMonkey. That will take you to this screen. Creating an online survey on SurveyMonkey is broken down into 5 steps. Summary, to design survey, to publish survey, to connect apps, to analyze results. While we look at each step, we'll spend most of our time making sure you know how to design a functional, visually appealing survey. Let's dive right in. Chapter 2. Design and Layout. First things first, rename your survey by clicking Untitled in the upper left corner. I'll rename mine GV Marketing Customer Feedback, set the alignment to Center Aligned, and press Save. Now, let's start turning this template into branded content. Click Add Logo in the upper left corner. Simply drag and drop your logo into the box, and SurveyMonkey will update automatically. With the title changed and logo added, it's time to customize the rest of the survey. You'll see a window called Style on the left-hand side. We'll come back here in a second. First, let's switch to themes. You have 2 options here. You can either tell the AI to create a theme for you based on your logo using the Generate Theme button, or pick another pre-made theme from the options below. Take the time to find one you like. I'll go with Arctic. Now, head back to Settings. This is where you change how your logo is displayed, what's included in the footer, the fonts used, the layout of the theme, and the background. Beneath that, you can also choose from a variety of preset color schemes. I'll make a few changes. First, I'll open Footer and select None to hide the SurveyMonkey logo at the bottom. I'll click the back arrow. I like the font and layout as they are, so I only want to change the preset colors. I'll select the second to last one to keep similar, but slightly lighter, colors that are easier on the eyes. With those cosmetic changes done, it's time to start adding questions. Chapter 3. Adding questions. There are 2 ways to add questions to your survey. The first of these is to manually write your questions and answers using the blocks in the center of your screen. You can also change the type of questions here. Open the drop-down menu by clicking on Multiple Choice, and you'll see 8 default options. With additional ones, you hit View More. The other option is to open the question bank. Let's do that. Click on it. Here, you can choose from thousands of pre-made questions already sorted by category. For example, I'll open Customer Feedback. Now, I have well over 100 different questions to choose from. For this example, however, I'll close this window and create my own questions to walk you through the process step by step. I only want my survey to have 4 questions. First, I'll want to know what client I'm getting feedback from. So I'll ask, what video have we produced for your company? Instead of multiple choice, I'll select Comment Box. Now, I'll hit Save. Alright, now I'll click Add Content. Then select question. The second one will be on a scale of 1 to 100. How satisfied were you with your tutorial? Rather than using multiple choice, I'll switch it to a slider. I'll keep the left side set to 0, keep the center at 50, and keep the right at 100. Now I'll hit save. The next question will be, did my team incorporate edits and revisions in a timely manner? I'll keep the set to multiple choice and make it a simple yes/no choice. After typing yes in the first field, the second one should automatically fill in with no. Hit save. You know the drill. Click Add Contents, then select Question. For my final question, I'll ask, do you have any other comments or suggestions you'd like to tell us about? I'll make this a common box type answer again. Hit save. With our questions and answer choices set, it's time to prepare for data collection, including publishing the survey and making it available to your customers. Chapter 4. Collecting responses. Click Publish Survey at the top of the page. Now, for me, it'll say that the survey is published and include a URL you can share. For you, you might need to verify your email address. If you do, simply follow the on-screen instructions. You can share the URL in social media, embed it in a mobile app or on your website, or use it in an email marketing campaign. In other words, you can meet your customers where they are. Now, one last thing before we move on to the final chapter. Open Settings next to your link. On this page, you can look under the hood and change some of your survey's core functions, like customizing the URL and enabling a thank you message. You can also set up multiple collection methods for a survey. Most importantly, you can also download a QR code that'll redirect people to your survey. Your survey is up and responses are coming in. Let's make your experience even more streamlined by syncing outside apps to SurveyMonkey. Chapter 5. Connecting apps. Open Connect Apps. For this example, we'll use Google Sheets. Click the drop-down arrow next to the Create New Sheet and select Use Existing Sheet. Now, click Connect. Select the Google account you want to log in with and follow the on-screen instructions. With that done, click Select Spreadsheet. Now, I cheated and created a spreadsheet called GV Marketing Customer Feedback before I started recording. But you'll want to head over to Sheets and create a blank spreadsheet to store your data in. Click the sheet you want to use, then hit Select. Now, click Activate in the bottom right corner. The window looks confusing, but it's pretty straightforward. We're telling Sheets what information we want collected from each respondent. You can play around with what metadata you'd like to collect, but I recommend keeping it as is for now. Click Apply. Since we're using open-ended answers that let respondents type custom text, we'll receive a warning that these responses may contain personal identifying information. That's okay. Click I understand. All right, click Activate again, and there you go. We're connected to a third-party app. You've added additional functionality and automated some repetitive processes with third-party apps. Let's wrap up today's video by exploring how you can leverage your survey results. Chapter 6. Analyzing results. Now, I won't be able to show you most of these tools in action. My survey is too short and has too few responses. Still, I'll be able to show you everything that you can do. Click Analyze Results. This section is divided into 4 categories: question summaries, insights and data trends, individual responses, and dashboards and crosstabs. We're currently on question summaries, so let's start there. This is where you can visualize and digest your survey results. Here you can see a question-by-question breakdown of your survey results. For any comment or text box questions, you can see responses as a word cloud, where SurveyMonkey will identify common keywords used by respondents. Tags, which are self-made parameters you can use to sort and categorize responses. And thematic analysis, where you let SurveyMonkey's AI sift through your respondents to uncover hidden trends and identify gaps. You can also see individual responses to these questions. For other types of questions, like multiple choice or a rating scale, you will see charts that give you a breakdown of your responses to that question, so you can see how answers are distributed across response options. You can also filter your results by using the rules pane on the far left of your screen. Now, let's take a look at insights and data trends. Here you can see the total responses to your survey. the competition rate, how long the average respondent took to answer the survey, and what the most skipped question was. Individual responses let you view each respondent's answers one at a time, so you can see follow-up responses from each customer, like whether a customer is pleased and why. Even if your survey results are anonymous, you can look for trends in the data. For example, what seems to bother dissatisfied customers the most? Finally, we have dashboards and crosstabs. This is where you'll create custom views of your charts and tables, so you can display your data in a specific way for a particular team, or choose to include only some charts with specific rules and filters. The best part, you don't even have to create them yourself. I'll hit plus new dashboard, select build it for me, and click create. In just a few seconds, SurveyMonkey will create a new dashboard for me. Alright, I hope you found this tutorial helpful. Remember, clicking the link in the description lets you get started for free and get access to an exclusive deal when you buy a subscription. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.